Let's have a look on one of the best builds for Kukulkan Midlane and Arena in Smite 2. This build is focusing into stacking tons of intelligence and then try to apply one basic attack after every ability to proc the Polynomicon passive. When the build is complete, we will reach the massive amount of 850 intelligence, while also we will have enough penetrations to deal even with the tankiest of our opponents. These builds are all formed by researching high-ranking players' match history and being tested in both Arena and Conquest matches. You can find many more interesting builds on our website, linked in the description. For our starter item, we can go for Conduit Gem if we prefer to have more burst damage in the late game, or Sands of Time if we prefer much lower cooldowns, especially for our ultimate. Your first item will always be the Book of Thoth, a core item that will give you massive amounts of intelligence once it gets stacked. For our second item, we want to go for Polynomicon, a key item for this build that will add extra damage on our next basic attack every time we cast an ability. You can take advantage of your first ability's slow effect to easily land your next basic attack, giving you a very strong early trading power. The next item will be the Cosmic Horror. Cosmic Horror will provide you with more mana, which will pair greatly with Book of Thoth, and also will give us a very solid amount of intelligence. Overall, it is a very good item if you want pure stats and no utilities. If the enemies have already started to stack magical protections, getting the Obsidian Shard will provide you with more damage than any other item, plus it is very cheap. Rod of Tahuti is an item that you will get no matter what because it will greatly boost your intelligence, and Divine Ruin is an optional choice if the enemy team contains lots of healing power. This can be your main build for every game, but if you want to take it a step forward, here are some more options to have in mind. If you think that the enemy team contains too much magical protections, you can pick up Totem of Death, which will provide you with 30% extra penetrations, and it can be stacked very easily with Kukulkan's third ability. Necronomicon will always be a risky choice, but if you find yourself snowballing, not dying, or the enemy team doesn't have magical protections, you can go for it and boost your overall intelligence even more. Gem of Focus will cost you some damage, but it will give you movement speed, and Soul Gem will provide you with some lifesteal if you think that you need it. And that's it for the best Kukulkan build for mid lane and arena in Smite 2. If you like these videos and you want me to continue this series, it is important to me to leave a like or maybe a sub, since my channel is currently pretty small. That said, thank you for watching and see you on the next video.